I'm Darryl Kerhavis Jr. I'm an upcoming senior at Grand Street campus in Brooklyn, New York. When school shut down, I was devastated, but I still had hope.
The thing with COVID coming is that I just missed my girls' season junior year.
I just felt like in myself that there was goals that I needed to achieve.
This is Brendan Buckley, Executive Director at Beat the Streets Wrestling in New York City. While we are not running traditional wrestling practice and attending competitions, hosting life skill workshops in a classroom, we are still impacting our student athletes on a daily basis.
March 8th was our last day in person, and right then we started thinking about what does the future of Beat the Streets look like? How do we continue to provide resources to these student athletes? We spent the week working on a curriculum, and it ended up being the Million Minute Campaign. 7,000 plus student athletes achieving 1 million minutes of self-improvement through quarantine, and that kind of evolved.
Hey Beat the Streets NYC, this is Sarah Hildebrandt, and I'm staying active by going on a run.
There were workouts, there was programming, there were life skills.
But with no school, no practices, and no physical contact, wrestlers in particular are having a hard time practicing their technique during the COVID shutdown. Daryl Harris has found a loophole. His brother Dwayne is one of the best 8th grade wrestlers in the city.
Mike Novogratz founded Beat the Streets New York City in 2006 with the immediate goal to grow a wrestling culture.
We have 3,000 student athletes wrestling in New York City, and it's grown to 250 programs throughout the U.S.
When you look at Beat the Streets Academy, it's our attempt to try and put together a resource or a program in which our highly motivated kids can truly succeed and thrive.
Where we could take wrestling and then equate it to off the mat, right? And come up with experiences for our student athletes that would prepare them for college and life.
I joined Beat the Streets just because they go way beyond. They'll take us to world team trials, they'll take us to nationals, they'll take us to summer camps and college tours.
Study hall, SAT prep, getting us ready for college. We go to college visits, we learn college skills. We have alumni come and talk to us about their professions to help us pick.
We had one of our last academy days coming up, and then we had the civil unrest happen, right? And we have to talk about what's going on in the community, and we have to talk about Black Lives Matter.
And then the following week, we hosted an Academy Day centered around policing in the community.
We had a psychiatrist come on board, we had a police officer come on board, and we really just opened the subject so that we could freely talk about it.
Beat the Streets was there at every step to help these young folks who are involved in the academy and involved in Beat the Streets sort of try to make sense out of something that even we as adults were struggling to understand.
We take pride in creating a platform where people are not judged on the basis of their skin or their background, and I think we need more of that. And we're committed. I want to just say this isn't going to be a one and done. We didn't just check a box with this here.
So in 1983, I went to high school. Within my first 15 minutes in the school, someone got shot, and I realized, well, this is going to be interesting. And I said, I'm either going to have to join a gang, and if I don't join a gang, I'm better join a team. And almost as if the universe gave me a wink, as I turn around, there's this sign in front of me that says, join the wrestling team.
Beat the Streets always looks for opportunities for their wrestlers, whether it's an academic opportunity, whether it's an opportunity to improve your wrestling, to learn about colleges. They're always providing opportunities for us.
I'm looking for colleges, and I plan to wrestle in college, so that's my goal.
"75% of the Beat the Streets student athletes are a minority. 75% of our student athletes are at or below the poverty line."
So Beat the Streets raises $1.7 million a year, and that supports 3,000 kids in New York City and 7,000 kids nationally.
One of our core values with Beat the Streets is to create a lifelong impact.
I've seen so many kids that have come through Beat the Streets use wrestling to go to better high schools, use their high school education to get into a better college. And now I'm old enough that I get to see some of these kids graduate from college and go to graduate school or go out into the workplace. And they're all better off because of what started at Beat the Streets.
You are investing in an entire community.
You're gonna have hard times in your life. Let them drive you. Let them push you forward.
Beat the Streets has impacted my life so much that I appreciate that the donations are being given because it's changed my life.